And this is where the updates get very interesting. The Mach 4 was... Hey everyone, and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex, and in today's video we are reviewing the Hoka Mach 5, successor to the very popular Hoka Mach 4. This shoe brings a few changes compared to the Mach 4 and also a few changes compared to the Mach Supersonic, which I haven't tried, but based on a few reviews that I read, it didn't seem to be a fantastic update to the Mach 4, sort of an intermediate update between the Mach 4 and this. And I believe the Mach 5 is what people expected from the Mach Supersonic earlier this year. So let's dive into it. Weight, it loses 6 grams compared to the Mach 4, here at 249 grams in my size US 11. Very competitive weight for that daily trainer, up-tempo category. Geometer score, very interesting. The two layers lose a bit of hardness, so they go down on the geometer scale. The top layer is now at 27.5, which is quite low on the geometer scale. This is Profly X midsole. Profly X refers to the combo of midsole, top layer and bottom layer, but the top layer is some supercritical molded EVA, and it feels almost like some Hyperburst from Skechers, or almost leaning towards some TPE type of midsoles. So really softer than on the Mach 4. The bottom layer is still some rubberized EVA, and it is also lower on the geometer scale compared to the Mach 4 bottom layer of rubberized EVA outsole. Width of the platform, it is exactly the same as on the Mach 4 in the heel and in the midfoot, but in the forefoot I measured 5 extra millimeters, and it kind of doesn't surprise me because the ride is also a bit more stable in the forefoot and a bit more, let's say, you have a bit more width and you can feel it a bit more comfortable, and that is really in terms of ride. Last but not least, drop, still 29 millimeters in the heel, 24 in the forefoot, 5 millimeters drop. Let's move on to the upper. It's a big update, the upper compared to the Mach 4, and I will be very honest with you, I preferred pretty much everything on the Mach 4 upper, so this update doesn't go in the right direction for me and my preferences in terms of upper. I find it here being a bit too loose, too baggy, not enough lockdown, especially here in the forefoot and midfoot, and that extra width in the platform combined with that looser upper here in the forefoot is not exactly what I like. I prefer snugger fits, but even for people who just like regular fits, if that exists, I think this is a bit too loose here in the forefoot, and even so in the midfoot. The heel is okay, still that flared heel that provides with a nice lockdown. Insole is removable. The biggest bummer for me is the tongue that is changed compared to the Mach 4 tongue, and I really love the Mach 4 tongue. It was the right amount of cushion, padding, thickness, everything I liked. It's one of my references, to be honest, in terms of tongues. Here you have some strategically placed padding where you need it to avoid some extra pressure with the lacing, but I just don't. It's not a bad tongue, but I don't like it as much as the Mach 4 tongue. Right, and this is where the updates get very interesting. The Mach 4 was a pure EVA-based midsole and pure EVA-based ride, and by that I mean that it was really changing with the weather. Hotter weathers, it was getting a bit more soft, a bit bouncier, if that makes sense. And in the winter, the Mach 4 could be a harsh ride, and at least not a ride that had enough comfort and cushion for what you could expect from that type of shoe, if that makes sense. This here is completely different. The ride is much softer. It has a way better heel to toe transition. I think it will work a bit better for heel strikers, heel to midfoot strikers that need that fast roll from heel to toe. You don't have too much plushness, and you don't have any sort of extra cushion that would make your ride inefficient, that would make your gait cycle inefficient. You just have enough of it to sink in a bit more, get a bit more, energy return as well, which is almost surprising with that foam, but still energy return, a bit more leg saving type of ride. And overall, something that I believe will work for more people than the Mach 4. And the Mach 4, we need to keep that in mind, was a very popular shoe that worked for many people. This, I think, will be even more popular and will work for even more people. For midfoot, forefoot strikers like myself, this type of foams can be too plush, too mushy, and can lack a bit of density in the forefoot to step in and to push forward. This isn't the case here. I have exactly what I need, and if we could have this midsole with the Mach 4 upper, I think this would be really a close to perfect shoe, especially at that $140 price point. I believe 150 euros. I don't know why the difference. I guess because of, you know, logistics being different for the two continents. Drawback: the outsole and the durability of the outsole. It will not go much further than 450 to 500 kilometers. If it goes beyond, it will be really worn and probably, you know, will show some clear signs of deterioration. My outsole here already shows a bit of quite a bit of wear and tear after 60 kilometers in the shoe. So that's not super good, and I believe that's something Hoka should really work on to make the Mach 6, the Mach 7 an even more competitive shoe. But overall, I'm pleased with the update, a bit disappointed with the upper, and you know, I have a bit of a concern with the durability of the outsole, but the midsole update and the ride update are really fine, and I believe many of you out there should try this shoe in your local store. Order it, if you wish, from our US partner Running Warehouse, who provided me this shoe, by the way. And try it, test it, because I think it could be your next daily trainer, up-tempo shoe, maybe even marathon racing shoe. Yeah, go try it. In the meantime, enjoy your run today, enjoy your ride, and go beyond your limits. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.